Right guys, welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be covering World of Sea Battle, an action-packed open world MMO with PvP, PvE and open world exploration. In this one you're going to be able to shape the economy, loot and plunder, take down enemy ships, upgrade a ship with those useful resources you gather from other ships, and you can even engage in territorial guild wars. But ideally for the solo player it's all about quest and what the game has to offer in early game and mid game for the single player to get on in a quest across the seas. We're going to see what the game has to offer. Is it worth your time? Is it worth playing? And is it worth investing any time in this one? Now we'll be doing a review today / first impressions. We'll be rating the game on the 5 golden rules: graphics, sound, playability, last ability, and final and utmost most important, is it fun? Now the game's by Thera Interactive. It's their first release, and I believe for a first release on anyone's scale they've done a good job. I've gone through the tutorial. That's about as far as I've gone. I'm level 1 right now. I'm going to take you along a journey for 2 hours and see what I can achieve and get done in early game. If you are looking to play this one, definitely stay tuned to the end where you get the full review, full thoughts, and we will be bringing this back for a mid game and a final part around 30-40 hours. Stick around, plenty more pirateering videos to come. I'm going to stop waffling and let's jump in. Aesthetically it looks really good. I love the visuals of this game. And the thing I do feel this game is missing is a menu screen, being able to just jump back while I did, for instance, the intro. So once you log in and drop, that's it, you are in game full time. Now it does have a pause of course, and it does have in-game chats and all of your socials you expect. My first quest is to settle the issue. So exit the port, deal damage with swivel guns on cue, damage with powder kegs. Damage? I think they mean damage. I didn't want to spoil the tutorial for you guys, so I wanted you to experience that for yourself, so I did go ahead and complete that last night. So he's got a problem and we're going to fix it. So it is still like a tutorial, but it's basically going through quest missions as an MMO you would. Now this is a bit that stood out to me, right? So not only do you have ship upgrades, ship repairs, you also have other ships you can unlock and build. There is a lot of content here for a free-to-play game, but there is a bunch of these games out there and there is one that fits everybody's shoe, and this for me fits my shoe. And I was just really happy that this company reached out to us to do this video because it just fits so well with the content that we're producing. We have got about 5 pirate videos filmed ready to go, and we've got about 5 more coming. So there is plenty of pirateering and sea battle games within the next 6 months. This gives you a comparison between each ship, seeing what you're going to get via doing that upgrade. You also have available in this port, so you can actually go ahead and start building these in this port. Now I've checked that box, you can see that I can only go to like the next tier up in this port. But then at the bottom, if you look, we've got the Imperial, which has a bunch of stuff you can unlock. I'm looking forward to sinking my teeth into this one. It's actually going dark while I'm talking. I talk a lot on these videos, I do apologise. But all you do once you've gone through, checked your menus, ticked your boxes, picked up your quest, is just press space. Now as we go, I am going to be fighting every ship that is available, everything that I think we can beat I'm going to try and take down. And I'm just going to take you along that journey with me so that you can experience my first impressions. Just because the company is working with us doesn't mean I'm going to sway my opinion. At this point I haven't actually put a long time into it. I've just done the tutorial, and on first impressions the game does give you that wow factor. But let's see 2 hours later if we still feel the same. And we are off. Now we've got a marker come up there that shows us where we're going. If I zoom out you get your sails back, which looks a lot better, so I'm going to predominantly play as much in this camera view as possible. My connection will be interrupted in 10 minutes. It's probably just going to kick us for a bit. So the controls are not just accessible via mouse and keyboard, they're actually very much homed in. They're one of the better layouts for one of these games that I prefer. Now there is some skill to the attacking, but it is very arcadey, where you sort of aim slightly before the enemy ship approaches. You sort of are constantly trying to second guess the movement of the opponent, which still makes the combat pretty fun. There was a guy behind me, he just smashed straight into the island. What's he trying to do, overtake me? For me, the overall aesthetic of this game is what sells it to me. The lighting, the visuals, the calmness, the sound of the sea, the loading of the weapons. The fact I can zoom in and see my entire crew and what they're up to at any one time. There's little bits like that, just for a free-to-play game. We didn't have this quality game 20 years ago that cost us $40. Do you know what I mean? we're really spoiled for free-to-play games lately, and as long as they don't pack it with too much monetization, these games could last the test of time. You know, they won't go bust in a year, and they won't shut down servers. Now, they do obviously have to make money. I think maybe selling you things to sort of boost your progress in the game, not pay to win stuff, but like boosters, so you get like double XP, double earnings on raiding ships, but sell it at a really cheap price so everyone can get involved. 99p, $4. These sort of prices most people can afford. Most people, if they enjoy the game, will partake in and not see it as pay to win. Marvel Rivals being one, it's a great quality game. People have a lot of fun with that one, so I understand. Just selling items in that game or character skins is fine, and I think this is no different. For me, the fun of this game doesn't rely on anything I can't get my hands on right now. I have fun just on a base with this one. What in the world of dinghies is that? Collect. Ooh, got myself some fish, some tackle. So it's like a little supply drop. That was well good. Hard to spot as well. Now, I saw some people in the comments, just to note, say that the wind didn't really affect their ship. I don't know if there's an update that now does, but the wind is actually constantly being projected behind my back here on how much wind there is. And it does slow your ship down, as you just saw, depending on what direction you're facing. So if you want to retreat from a battle, putting yourself in the wind's path is the best thing you can do. Oh, hello. We've been spotted. This guy's got 400. We've got 700. As long as we don't shoot like a complete wrongo, we should be good. We should have a chance at this one. Here we go. On the reload, boys. I'm going to slow my ship right down. And we got kicked from server.
That's just the way the cookie crumbles.
Okay, I give credit where credit is due. That was the quickest server reboot, re-update I've ever seen. We are straight back in the game with no problems whatsoever. Literally took around just over a minute. I'm going to go for this guy who's actually tougher than the one we wanted, but obviously it's reset and he's the only enemy out here now. Me and you, let's go. Oh, he's clocked me booty. Going for that low hit. Yeah, that was good damage right there. We're side by side, full speed. We've got this. Ouch. Yeah, this is fun. I kind of turned into that one. I think that's strats right there. You've got to turn into it. He's sinking. He's sinking. So we're just going to drift into the area, hold space. And look at the loot we got. Gold, which is awesome. 571 gold. So we've got some sugar, which is a food commodity. We've got weight to that. So obviously you can only collect so much loot at a time before you become encumbered. And we've got some wood and some other gubbins. But I'm being attacked and I am definitely in need of repair. There you go. No repair, no surrender. And I'm in a good place, right? I'm surrounded by sea. There is nothing to hit, so I don't have to worry about direction or anything. Ooh, I think they've sunk us. I don't know what's going to happen now. That was 1 for 1. I'm sunken. Okay, so I've got a bunch of stuff when we actually completed the quest as well. Can we get our loot back? That would be really good, like a Souls mechanic. I'm assuming someone's either plundered it or it's gone, even if it was able to be recovered. But obviously you know where you got oofed, so it's possible that you can actually get away with getting it back. Yeah, I don't know if we can get involved with this as well. Maybe we can both loot this. Don't know if I can muscle in on his action. It does look like I can actually. But you know, you're no friend of mine, so I'm going to stop off like a proper pirate, true pirate. And sink this guy here. He's just going to drive straight into me. We doing AI bot. Get out of here. Ooh, he ain't playing around. Okay, now the fire's gone. I'm going to go and reclaim my ship before somebody steals it. And going straight in front. Boom. Don't steal my loot. Look. Try taking down this biggin. Perfect shots there. There it is, it's going down. And the lower the speed, the smaller the turn circle as well. Could be better to get yourself a co-op partner or a friend in arms and go out and freeze up these ships, because if you can meet in game, organise, you know, over Discord chat and whatnot, you could have a blast just teaming up on all of these enemy ships and taking them down very easy. And again, I don't really have a purpose right now. I'm just sailing around, enjoying myself, taking out a few AI bots. So this is the in-game governance. So this is what we're talking about when I said about monetization. So let's see what all this is about. Bear in mind, I've only been in the game for around an hour or so. So getting hit with monetization already Oh, I would like to have had this on like a separate menu that I choose to go in instead of it being put into my face. So if I want in-game bonuses, I need to grab myself some coins, 500 M's, and you have to select your region. So $9 for 500. Now what can we get for 500? So 7 days is about right. So we're going to be able to use that twice, which is 14 days of bonus gameplay. It's better to do that 14 days at a lower price if you don't have a big bank, because the captain's sale for 30 days is 500 and that really annoying 35. So that means to buy that I need 1,000 minimum, which is $18. Now that to me is a full price title. Ark or Scum or Sea of Thieves, for instance, is $20, right, on a sale with DLC. So you're talking about $20 for a 30-day pass. It doesn't quite add up. So I would go with this one personally. So I've activated the 7-day Captain Seal, and that just run me 155 coins, as I get to do that twice. This is going to probably get me to around mid-game, so I'm happy to invest that money because I do support the developers, but at the same time I don't want to be held back during my grind outside of this video. For me it was worth it. For you, only you can make that decision. It's a lovely bright day, sun is out, feeling good. Now my camera might look slightly different to what we're used to, and it might have different lightings and stuff going on. It's just because Windows Update blocked my camera for some reason. I had to roll back that update to then block it to then have my camera work again. So Windows is, if you're a developer moving forwards, I think you should be doing all of your efforts to get Linux support and Steam Deck support, because that is the future. I don't think gamers like myself in 10 years time are going to be sitting around on Windows doing this. I can't see it. I think Windows is making so many mistakes and so many problems for people that it's now not fun to game on Windows, not because the games are not there, but because Windows as an operating system is more of a hindrance than a help. I can see Linux making a massive jump over the next 10 years, and I think that is going to be the platform to go to. Of course, all Linuxes can be privatized, and some of them already have. Someone's coming for it as well, but we're going to get there first. So that looks like a pumpkin. I might be wrong. Heavy shots. Ooh. Okay, so we've got Halloween pumpkin update that gives you ammo in game. That's really cool. And again, this game is a time burner. I don't deny that at all. This is a game where you're going to sit on for a couple of hours. My recommendations are very strange. I always go, can you give it to a 10-year-old and can they have fun? You know, ease of access, ease for anyone to get in and play. And also, is it something you'd put on from work? People who work 9 to 5, come home and just want to chill the F out. That's where your time really, as a developer, should be spent trying to capture. And if this is a game that you would put on in the evening after dinner, after the kids have gone to bed, after the wife has started to read her book or watch her shows, this is your spare time, your couple of hours gold per week that you get to yourself. Would you invest it in this game? And I think it's peaceful enough for those who are, let's say, 30 and above to definitely spend relaxing hours, de-stressing in this environment. I can see it. It's a really great game. If you have a graphics card that can run it to this level, you will have a blast just navigating and seeing what the game has to offer. Oh, we've already opened up a new place. Danamar. So Danamar is hazardous waters over here. That guy is chasing my kill there by the looks of it. So I'm going to try and outbid him by getting my target in range quicker. Hey, stolen. Free loot. Let's go. Okay, we've got a 366 coming in. We could do with the loot. There's also a bundle of stuff over here I want to investigate. Again, the game's not boring because there's so much to do, right? There's always little things to go and check out and pick up. There you go, wood. There's a little bit of damage for it though. It was booby trapped. So of course, learning the icons, learning your favourite places, learning what are the do's and don'ts of this game is part of the fun. And I don't really want to spoil that for any of you guys. I'm sort of going through and just showing you my first playthrough experience, just so you can see if you haven't already played the game, or if you played the game and you wondered if everyone else is having the same thoughts and feelings as you. You know, leave me a comment down below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I tend to answer all comments as quick as possible. Just gonna hit him with a spread. Okay, that's half-life bar damage. He's dropped a grenade, I saw. I'm going to slow down so I can get a bit more of an angle. There you go, he's got 8 left. That makes you done, son. Oh, he's going to try and detonate us quick. Ooh. Do you know what? The fights can go any way here. That's mad. We both got oofed, and that was such a great trade-off, you know. The AI is really impressive. The AI gives you a real sense of how PvP is going to play out. And I do think the people with the more armor and the better weapons are obviously going to dominate. But there must be some sort of way to govern that, you know. Only players in this area at level, let's say 30 minimum, you know, they have to govern that, because otherwise you're going to get newbies like myself just roll into places where we weren't expecting to get into a fight with like a experienced pirateer who has a vessel that, you know, makes you wet. You need to have some sort of gauge into what area you're in. PvP has to be limited, otherwise you're going to end up with this real massive disconnect where players are going to get overwhelmed really quick and not really understand the game and leave before they even take time. People's attention span nowadays is so short. Getting people wrapped in and interested in something, especially that's new, and there's other options that they're probably already playing, free-to-play games especially, and a lot of people who grew up loving franchises are now old. Sort of youngsters now, I find that they sort of trend jump rather than actually be in love with something. You know, like for instance, you were either a Thundercat fan, or you was a He-Man fan, or you was a Turtle fan, or you was a Ghostbusters fan. You know, back in the day you had a choice, Sega, Nintendo. You picked one and you argued for weeks in school about which one was the best. I find nowadays that the teenage mindset is more about following a trend. Oh, Spider-Man's coming out next week, so we're all going to like gush about Spider-Man. Then, oh, Venom's coming out the week after that, we're all going to forget about Spider-Man and gush about Venom. Trend chasing, I think, is the best and nicest way to say that. Nothing wrong with that, you know. You're going for the hype beast, you're going for the thing that's important and popular at the time, which we didn't have that choice back when 80s kids were around. You know, 80s kids, we didn't have internet and social media to show us what was hot. We had to figure it out for ourselves, you know, figure out what is hot. Boom, stolen. Right. Mindset of the youngster is completely different. You know, the new breed has a whole new look and experience on life because they grew up with such technology booms, with such openness to information, that it's just really not the same landscape. And these sort of games are definitely catered to the 30s and up, I think. Unless you're like a really chill 20-year-old, then you probably love this too. But again, there's others like this, and can this compete? Only time will tell. As far as I'm concerned, it's a very arcadey, easy to pick up and play, very enjoyable atmosphere and experience. So our gold is up in the top left. So when you go into here, you're going to see 588. That's how much, you know, you're going to get, but it's going to cost 1,176. So you want to sort of bring it down to about here. You're going to spend 126 gold, which then still leaves us 1,000 gold. That's not bad. So got different types of ammo, which is obviously what I was talking about. If people have the best ammo and have good technique with that, you're probably going to struggle a bit in PvP. Well, it's all kicking off. Me and this guy are fighting two enemies very close range. He's actually helping me, which is cool. There you go, 7 on health, man's down. Yes. I do like that mechanic. I like the fact that even though it's my beef, this guy can get involved and attack with us. It's really, really nice. Do a full 360, cut the sails completely off, spin it around and head through yonder. We're going to go check out the personal island, and we're also going to drop a keg and try and inflict damage, because that's my next quest, which isn't a big deal. We'll do that on the way. I'm looking forward to this. Here we go. I'm going to get in front of him. I'm going to drop the bee. Boom. So good. The feels you get at times with this game. All of the crew were like, "Hooray!"
I love it.
Loot and plunder this guy. There's little touches in gameplay that make this a little bit special. The fact that when I'm looting, it just pauses my ship, stops me dead in the water. You can go in at full speed, hit space, and it just pauses the action while you loot. By selecting 1, 2, and 3, you bring up your ammo type. Now, obviously, we're out of ammo, so we need to buy some when we get back to the port. That's going to be my main expenditure. We've got 1,195. I do feel like my gold at this point does need to stay around 1,000, because you don't know what you're going to be coming up against anytime soon. and being prepared for all eventualities is best when you're first starting a game, of course. And being that it's an MMO, obviously the gameplay is designed to be slow. It's designed to be a little bit of a grind, a little bit of a time burner. I feel like that's what's good about this, the fact that it does take more from an MMO than most. And although it's give you that arcadey quick gameplay, without that you're not really an MMO. MMOs, you run up to an enemy, you hit attack, you normally get auto attack for like a minute, you beat the enemy, you take the loot and you move on. That's what essentially this is. It just has more skill involved in the actual initial attack. You're trying to make sure your hits count. If you don't, you can be beat by somebody with half the life bar but twice as good a weapon and twice as better aim, which I find is really a interesting concept. I'm going to stop off at this little shop here just so I can buy some more ammo. There you go. I've spent all of my gold on ammo. Well, you know, I just said I wanted to keep 1,000, but 1,000 is not a lot. Like, I can earn that back. For instance, I'll prove my point. And don't forget, I've got a bunch of resources I can sell. If I'm not going to use them for repairs or building an upgrade, then I'm probably just going to sell those resources. You can play it your way and how you want to play it, which is really cool, but I stockpile. I will be buying land to put stuff on, you know. There you go. So we've got 2 enemies up here. Now 2 of them will oof us. Probably pick off the back one, to be honest. The golden fang at the back. There we go. We're going to slow right down to a crawl. I'm going to bring this in. I'm going to try and just start a fight with him here. Yeah, that was a shot. That went through my man's sails and took him down for decent damage. And that's 243 gold after 2 battles. So you can see that 1,000 gold is not going to take long to earn if you're that lucky. We didn't take much damage. I've got 550 out of 700. That's just a quick repair, right? That's pretty simple to do. What's really awesome is you can see the guys working hard on the ship to repair my mess I've caused. From a game development perspective, you know, water simulation, it was one of the first things to come along a long way. It had a big jump between like PS2 and like today's modern water sims. I think they're taking advantage of it so well. I feel like water simulation is one of the best looking simulations that we have. You know, you get trees and wind and rain and light rays and water effects, but like overall I feel like the water sims are some of the best nowadays, and to set a game on sea is just a no-brainer for me. Like, it's always going to be interesting to look at. It's always going to feel like they've done a good job with the visuals. It just really hits hard in the impact of the environment. Now I shouldn't really attack him because obviously we need repairs, but he's going to come at us, so I feel obliged. You wait for the direction they're going to turn, then you fire your ammo just before that direction, and that's how you catch them slipping. All about the preemptive strike. That's it, we got him. Nice, quick, simple and easy. We took 1 hit the entire time and we gained 47 experience for that one. Not so much gold, but we did get some decent amount of ammo from that, 185 shots. Okay, this looks very dangerous. I think this is a booby-trapped loot. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to set repair. Whilst it's repairing, I'm going to roll up to it, steal it, and hopefully not take too much damage. We get close enough. There you go, view. Stolen. Now we need to roll out. Very gently. There you go. And now the booby trap does not activate, and we've got what we need. This guy's going to do the opposite. Right, we're in the right direction. Let's roll. That guy just rolled through all of my grenades. That was awesome. I'm definitely going to take a chunk of him. Why not? I think he got us. Yeah. I went 1 fight too many, bros. But the funny thing is we get transported back to port where we was heading anyway. The encyclopedia gives you a little bit of a gist, hints and tips, which are really good. And you've got guilds that you can join, you know. So you get a 9% tutorial guild. I mean, most people are going to be joining the first one. I would hold off personally. Join like the mid-game one. So that's where you're going to spend most of your time grinding. So frames per second right now, I've locked it to 60, okay? So for those who are curious, I can run more than that, but I've got VSync on and running 60 frames because of recording and just being able to like enjoy the game at a very seamless pace with no screen tearing. 60 at VSync works for me. Sell meat and grain to the trading house. So go to the trading house, find some meat and grain that we've earned. We can sell 5 pieces of this. So I've sold some meat, I've sold some grain, upgrade. Here we go. Can we move this? No, I can't move the box. The draggable boxes would be a thing I would suggest to the devs as well. Being able to drag this anywhere on the screen, being able to shrink and grow interfaces, making the text bigger, you know, things like this are really something that I like to play with. Being able to move this to the middle, to talk to people when I live stream and stuff and show them exactly what I mean without my big head in the way. That would be really nice to be able to just move stuff around in the environment. For a content creator, I feel like customizable UIs are a given. Okay, so we can upgrade our sails for 120 gold. Click to install. Well, that was about as simple as you could get, right? So I've got upgraded sails. So really, these sort of upgrades, I would like to see what causes me a problem as I play and solve those problems by doing upgrades. I wouldn't just rush through and stick a load of upgrades in here and just hope for the best. So for me, next to like more armor or faster ship or stronger cannons, there's not really much I would do unless I see the problem happen. I go, right, I need to solve that. Maybe I need more storage. Like the description said, maybe my food spoils too quick and I want it to last longer. You know, there's a lot of stuff that you could use that you might use these slots for. Now, I'm sure they could be hot swapped out, which isn't a big problem. So I would quick key these, X and C and V. I would quick key them so that it's on my mouse. Even the repair button could be moved to the middle mouse button. If I want to like reload in a game, I usually have it on my left thumb so I can just click it when I reload. In this, I would probably go for something like change ammo, change it for the more dangerous ammo. Just a lot quicker than looking down at your keyboard and going and then figuring it out, right? So quick keying stuff is a definite for these games. And again, I've been playing this game now for an hour and 30 minutes and I feel like I'm really comfortable. I feel like I've learned the base game. Now the advanced techniques obviously come at a later date, which is why I make a follow-up 2 videos to this. I'll make a mid and a end game. We'll enjoy that along together. So if you leave a like on this video, you subscribe, maybe you leave me a comment, let me know what you thought of the game. The video helped you in any way. Maybe you found that it was one of the better videos out there. You know, let me know any positive or negative. Could be the worst video you've ever seen in your life, but let me know, because that allows me to gauge whether people want to see more. And there is 1,001 games that I could be playing, so I would like to figure out what I should be playing. Okay, for just 2 shots we earned quite a bit of loot off of that, which was handy. So I'm going to attack any of these ships that don't have damage over on the left side here. Okay, that's big damage to him. I'm just going to hang about here and grab my loot from there. There we go, grab his loot and head back to port before we get attacked again. We are back to port. We're going to select our rewards. And now we've done that, it wants us to go and build a ship with the resources at the trading house, gather them from the welds. The shipyard is just here, and it wants me to build this ship to start me off so I can track resources we need. And it's actually going to tell us once we've got those resources. So it says wood for 600 and some fabric 27. Now I'm thinking we can just go to the shop and probably just purchase these items. If we go trading post and we just buy, I've only got 500, so let me go for 100. So that's where I think we'll leave it. We're now going to build this ship. We've got to go out into the world and plunder for resources for this one, which is called the Horizon. That is the next ship we're going to buy. It looks twice as big as the one I've got, and we'll probably take twice as many crew members and twice as much food and alcohol to keep them guys happy. But what a game. I want to thank the developers for working with us to bring you this video, and I want to thank you guys for watching it. I know your time is valuable and I greatly appreciate you making it this far. Overall, what do we think of World of Sea battles? Now, it's not the greatest of names and some of the text is questionably mistranslated, I think. Overall, I found no bugs, no glitches, no fuss, and the game just works. There was no problems with connections. There was a server reset, which I was pleasantly surprised only took about a minute and a half. I've been playing the game for 2 hours now and I've had a great time throughout. There's nothing really that I would change or really moan about. Visuals, 4 out of 5. Sound effects, I would say 4.5 out of 5. Playability, no bugs or glitches, works fine, and I enjoy the gameplay. Kind of arcadey, kind of fun. Lastability, longevity, I would say yeah, this game has lastability for me. This is a 30-hour game easily for me, if not 60 hours. We will see. It's very well crafted. I think the mechanics on offer are enough to keep you entertained. I think the gameplay itself is calm, serene and peaceful, but also has that drama element and that risk and reward to it. I would say being transparent transported back to port, making it as easy to repair as it is needed, but at the same time it does feel, like I say, a little bit arcadey. You don't really have much of a loss when you actually get sunk. I would say that, you know, if you could sink us and we lose all resources to a dinghy that only we can pick up and we have to make it there without dying, if we die that dinghy sinks, that would make that risk and reward a whole lot more rewarding to actually go and get your loot back and give you a purpose to do so. But then again, it might punish those early players, so I can see why the developers have made that choice to give it a more sort of user-friendly approach for beginners. And it is a beginner game. I highly recommend that anybody who hasn't even tried a game like this, start with this one. It's free to play, there's nothing to lose. Go try it, go wishlist it, go add it to your follow list, and just really keep your eye on this one over the next 12 months, because I've got a feeling with a decent amount of content, this game could be the pirate sea battle
Scurvy
inducing, land loving mofuggery we've been waiting for. Now, I've got a couple of these games filmed, and I've got a couple more of these games coming up, so definitely subscribe to the channel if you want to see more
Pirates here in goodness.
We are going to be doing World of Ships and World of Tanks very soon over on the MMO side of things, so if you haven't already followed over there, MMO Shanuz, check it out, links in the description down below. And of course, for me, the fifth and final one, which is the most important, was the game fun. Yes, 100%. This game I have a blast with. It's definitely my cup of tea. That's not to say it's your cup of tea, but definitely check it out based on my review, and tell me your thoughts and feelings in the comments down below. I love talking about video games, and I love interacting with you guys out there across the world. With that being said, I'm going to leave you in peace. Peace out, look after yourselves, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye.